So we're breaking down Emporia's finances, the school district that is the 25th largest in the state of Kansas. It's got an assessed value of $150 million, which is $40,000 per student for the 4,379 students in there, which is actually towards the bottom in the state of Kansas. There's 294 public school districts, and it's at 269th. Little breakdown of the budget. They do have $12.3 million cash on hand. Some of the biggest parts of that are $3.6 million cash on hand, $1.9 million for the contingency cash. The SPED department has $1.5 million. I know that the SPED department in Emporia is very extensive, and they have a cooperative outside of it. And then capital outlay for resource improvement and things like that for $2.75 million. When I was working in the Emporia school district, they were doing a lot of work to try and use that capital outlay money to improve many of the resources in the school district. And the expenditures end up being about $13,000 per student. 99.91% of their budget is from the state, $24 million in the general fund, $3 million for special education, for a total of $27 million. That is $5,780 per student. Again, that's not in the top half. That's 72nd out of 294 districts. This has actually been a concern for some of the medium-sized districts, the 5As and smaller 6As and bigger 4As, for a while now, that they are towards the bottom of the funding per pupil. Mill rate at 20%, supplemental at 7.8%. They do have a bond on tap for $18.2 million with an 8% interest. 4,632 students. It's a very large percentage of free and reduced, 61.74%. They also have a fairly extensive minority population, 333 of them in kindergarten. Their meal prices are pretty standard throughout the state. The reduced is down to 40 cents from $2.70 and $2.50 for the high school and elementary schools. The breakfast is only $1.65 and 30 cents a piece. It's got 448 certified employees, most of which are your general education instructors. 331 non-certified employees from all lunch ladies, janitors, bus drivers, etc. One superintendent with a salary of $153 million, which is the 35th highest in the state. Behind such places like Wichita and Blue Valley are towards the top of that list. 10 principals with an average salary of $95 million almost, and an average teacher salary of $52 million for the 404 certified teachers. Transportation makes up $1.2 million of the budget, which is about $620 per pupil. So a couple of key insights that I was noticing when looking at the budget of this school district is that the SPED department makes up a very large percentage of the state expenditures, over 10%. Emporia is at the bottom of the state expenditures and the bottom 1/4 of that, even though it's in the top 10% of student population and it's in the top 10% of superintendent salary.